When did you first become aware that you wanted to be an artist, and how that sort of evolved over time?
That's a big question.
I know.
I always did art. My mom was very supportive of that as a kid. We always had stuff in the house. In fact, I'm a teacher and I teach children in public school art, and parents often ask, what can I do? She seems really interested in art. What can I do to support that? And the first thing I say is always just to have a lot of stuff around. Anytime they want to, they want to draw, there has to be paper. There has to be something to draw with. And that's what my mom did for me. So it was always available, and I always just did it. I did it all the time. But it really was, I went to school at Berkeley, not really knowing what to do. And I took an art class that first semester, and I sat there and I saw this older at the time gentleman who was an artist, and that's what he did. And he taught art, he made art, and that's what his life was about. And that really was the first time that I thought, oh well, an artist is something you can really be. It really was when I saw that kind of happening that I thought, oh, maybe I could actually do this and dedicate my whole life to making this happen.
Wonderful. So, none of these are easy. They're obvious, but they're not easy questions. So the next one is, how would you, and of course you probably would say I wouldn't, but for our sake, how would you talk about, describe your artistic vision, your artistic voice? How would you sort of describe what you're all about when you're making art in that sense, in terms of, there's certain characteristics to your work, and I'm wondering if there's a sort of intention attached to that, I guess, like, the size and the,
Well, there's a little bit of intent at this point, but most of it, mostly not. I mean, when I try to just, it's really more about the process, and it took me a long time to kind of figure that out, like how do I work, and I'm kind of a late bloomer, that way. How do I work, and how do I, kind of get into this rhythm of making things, and how it took a long time to really get the dialogue, flowing, and I started painting when I was at Berkeley. I started painting, and I was really into painting and paint, and at Berkeley, the teachers were sort of these, wonderful painters, and came out of that Bay Area figurative school, which was all very kind of big moves and big gestures and lots of paint and very expressive and very sloppy stuff, and I really enjoy that a lot. I always had this feeling, though, like I was more interested in that, and like the texture and the paint and the feel of things than what the thing that I was painting or picture, what the picture was. And then I moved to New York right out of school, and I kind of struggled for a while with that. What am I going to do? Am I painting? And what is painting? What is this? I moved in the 80s when Soho was really booming with these big paintings and lots of art and lots of artists, and I was just I felt like I'm kind of lost.
Come on, I'm going to stop you for a minute. Come on in. Please, there's some chairs over here.